Hello. Thanks for joining us again on the channel. I've always been curious about this one, and now that a friend picked one up, we can finally talk about it. His experience, start to finish. Quick note before we begin. There's a discount link in the description and the top comment if you want to check it out. Now let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Starting things off, our first reviewer gives us their perspective.
This reviewer initially encountered some significant frustrations with this monitor. While the picture quality seemed promising right out of the box, getting it to connect proved to be a real headache. Our reviewer found that only the main HDMI port would function correctly, despite trying a whole range of adapters and cables, including various USB and DisplayPort converters. After testing these connection methods across two separate computers, it became clear the issue was likely with the display itself, which was a major letdown. However, the experience took a completely different turn when it came to customer support. The company's service team was apparently fantastic. They reached out to this client, showing a genuine commitment to resolving the problem. Even though the standard return period had already passed, the support staff worked diligently to find a solution. A reviewer was particularly impressed with how responsive and timely the communication was, noting there was no long waiting period for replies. The company ultimately arranged for a replacement unit to be sent at no extra cost, focusing entirely on making sure the customer was satisfied. The new monitor that arrived worked perfectly and lived up to the initial promise. The display quality is described as excellent, with a clear, crisp, and high-resolution picture that boots up quickly. While this client couldn't comment on the built-in audio, as they use an external sound system and headset for their setup, they could fully vouch for the visual performance of the screen. In the end, what started as a disappointing purchase became a very positive experience, heavily influenced by the exceptional customer service that followed.
Opening things up, our first reviewer gives us their take.
This reviewer found that this monitor is a straightforward case of getting what you pay for, with its performance heavily focused in one key area. For this user, moving from an older display overclocked to just 72Hz, the difference in fluidity was a game changer, describing the newfound smoothness as a world of difference. Our reviewer emphasizes one critical adjustment for an optimal experience, setting the response time to its highest level. Without this tweak, they notice significant motion blur in graphically intensive games, but with it engaged, the clarity improved dramatically. Pushing its performance further, this client was able to achieve a stable overclock to 165Hz with specific timing settings, which they felt provided an even more responsive and satisfying feel during gameplay. When it comes to visual fidelity, the customization options are quite basic. The reviewer settled on the standard color profile and made minor contrast adjustments to suit their preference, resulting in a display that is decent for its intended purpose, but lacks the nuance for professional work. The trade-offs for this performance-first approach are also apparent in its physical design, which includes a very simple stand and a limited selection of ports. The client is very clear in their final assessment. If your primary use is gaming and you prioritize a high refresh rate over perfect color accuracy, this monitor is a great choice and comes highly recommended. However, anyone involved in color-sensitive tasks like graphic design or photo editing should absolutely look for a different product, as this is simply not built for that purpose.
Wonderful. Now, let's explore the feedback from our next reviewer.
This reviewer recently picked up this monitor to replace a TV they were using as a secondary display. Unfortunately, the TV gave up the ghost, prompting a search for a proper computer monitor this time around. After some research, our reviewer landed on this particular 27-inch option, swayed by its specifications and the reputation of the brand behind it. The high contrast ratio really stood out, promising sharp visuals, and the 1920x1080p resolution is perfect for their needs. What's more, this client was pleased to see it's designed with eye comfort in mind, which is a huge plus when spending long hours staring at the screen. Connectivity is flexible too, offering both HDMI and USB-C options for compatible devices. The stand is functional, but the option to mount it on a desktop arm via the standard screw holes in the back provides welcomed versatility. But perhaps one of the most pleasant surprises was the shipping. This client received their monitor 2 days ahead of schedule. Overall, this reviewer couldn't be happier with their purchase. It sounds like it's a fantastic replacement.
That's it for this one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. Appreciate you watching. See you next time.